Alright, our next animal, very cool. Perhaps we'll even see one next Wednesday. And we're going to get a lesson about them today. The killer whale. Let's welcome Mr. Matthew Adams.
Hello, I'm Matthew Adams. I will be presenting on the killer whale, or the orca, as some of you know it. So I hope you learned something. Okay. Its kingdom is Animalia, phylum Chordata, class Mammalia, order Cetaceae or something like that, family Delphinidae, which is dolphins, and it's actually a dolphin, not a whale. Genus is Orcinius, and species is Orca. And over here you can't really make that out because it's really blurry, but this is how evolution believes it happened. It started with like a snout-like, wolf-like creature, and then it started getting some type of fin over here. Then its paws started shrinking, and it ended up coming into like this, and that doesn't make any sense. So yeah. Physical characteristics. You have the eye, which is actually not the big white thing. It's actually under here, and that's called the eye spot. It has the saddle, which think of like a horse riding it behind the dorsal fin. The female's dorsal fin is 3 feet, while the male's dorsal fin will be 6. And a closer look at that that's the main difference between a female and a male. Is this is the size of about an average human, while this is the size of a yardstick. Distribution, they live pretty much everywhere. Some say they only live in these parts, but most maps say this. And that's because there's not a lot of data on it. They can't count all of them, but most of them are along shorelines of America and other continents. So they'll live pretty much everywhere. If there's plenty of food, orca will stay in most bodies of water. They do not migrate, hibernate, because they just stay where the food is. They do not undergo torpor because they need to stay half awake to breathe, because it's not voluntary. Well, it is voluntary, it's not involuntary. And its conservation is data deficient. The combination of the potential declines, all that is it's 30% global reduction of the orca whale, so that's just it's decreasing, and a lot of that's due to pollution. Parental care, the male, well, I couldn't really find it. Usually they they stay in pods, so I'm not sure if the male stays with them or not. I couldn't find stuff on that, but the bond between the mom and her offspring is very strong. They'll usually stay together for a long time. When they have a gestation period of 15 to 17 months, and the females mature at 6 to 10 years, and the males at 12 to 16 years. This is a graph this is, I believe, in captivity, and it shows how the population stays up. And I don't think this includes bringing in more, but it has birth to death graphs. Their diet of the killer whale is pretty much anything. I think it was one of the Greek philosophers, I forgot which one, forgot to put it in here, but he said that the killer whale will will throw itself on any prey it comes upon, which it will even beach itself on purpose to get seals and seabirds, and it does not undergo torpor. The orca is fascinating to us humans, and so we'll keep it in captivity a lot. We do zoos, circuses, and shows use them for show animals. The skins, we used to hunt them, and it wouldn't be a lot, but continents would take 63 a year or something like that. There was one part, the only real trouble that we've had with orcas is, I think it was around World War II, they were messing with Iceland's fishing draw, what they actually got. and because the orca was eating so much. So we actually had our aviators go in and shoot a bunch of them, which was kind of sad. They are the top of the food chain. Sharks are scared of orcas, and scientists are trying to make a shark repellent from orcas. The orca supposedly got the name killer whale from a miscommunication of whale killer back in like the 1600s. The only human attack was on a surfer who was like spat out after like 3 seconds when the orca supposedly realized it was a mistake. That's why we're excited. Thank you, Dawson.
You said that like the only ever attack was on that surfer, but like I always hear stories about like how like at this like water park or whatever, like killer whale like just like kills the trainer. Like have you heard about that? Like
You're like drowned.
Well, there is like they'll do it on their trainers because the trainers will be like there, like literally massaging its tongue. There's like that's what they do to like treat them, and so sometimes they get irritated and they will kill their trainers. But I mean like the only wild attack.
So that chart that you showed was on the classification. What other animals then was it most closely related to?
Well, it's mostly like all dolphins, like the bottlenose, like corals and stuff like that. There wasn't like specifics that I ended up.
So is a whale actually a killer whale actually a whale?
No, because it was actually a whale killer, like by some person, but then it got miscommunicated between like some person who was like writing about it, so it became killer whale. So that's a popular name, but they're actually orca scientifically.
And then, so what kind of mating system do these guys use?
Well, since they stay in pods, I'm pretty sure it's the dominant male, but I think they stay like in pairs. So that, but because the data's deficient, I couldn't find like specifics.
And then, do they know how old they become reproductive, or how many babies they?
Yeah, they mature one baby, and they mature at what was it?
Yeah, can you go that slide?
I'm trying to find it. It was it's 6 to 10 years for females and 12 to 16 years for